It's once again time to take a look at some of the best PS4 game deals available right now, and in this video, we're only going to be taking a look at exclusives that are $15 or less, and we've got some great games to go over at some insanely low prices, so let's just get right into this. Until Dawn for $15. Supermassive Games isn't the most well-known studio in the world, but after they released Until Dawn, they got some recognition because it was a pretty good game. It's very much in the style of a game like Heavy Rain or Telltale's Walking Dead series in that it's more of an interactive adventure, light on the gameplay, but still a very engaging experience. At the time of its release for $60, I really wouldn't say it was worth it. It's a relatively short game, and while there is some replay value, $60 was just a steep price to pay. But now for $15 at Best Buy, it's an absolute steal, and Gamers Club Unlocked members can get it for just $12. The Last of Us Remastered for $15. Naughty Dog has become one of the best studios in the world, and while they're most known for Uncharted, and we'll get to that in a little bit in this video, many would say The Last of Us is their best game ever, and for good reason. The game is absolutely tremendous. It released originally on the PlayStation 3, and it pushed that console to the absolute limit. Then it came to the PlayStation 4 Remastered with higher resolutions and a higher frame rate. And from a gameplay and design standpoint, the game is top-notch. The storytelling is amazing, the ambiance is on point, atmospherically, it's excellent, and for just $15, once again $12 for Gamers Club Unlocked members at Best Buy, it is a bargain. Bloodborne for $15. From Software has become one of the most recognizable game studios in the world because of their work on the Dark Souls games, Demon Souls, and of course, Bloodborne. Bloodborne's fundamentals were very similar to Dark Souls. It's a very challenging action RPG, but it took place in more of a gothic Victorian-era style city, and just like Last of Us, Bloodborne is a very atmospheric game. They nailed that part. The gameplay is also great, it's got some great boss fights, and Bloodborne was really the PlayStation 4's first must-own exclusive, and if you have the console and you have yet to give Bloodborne a chance, you really should. It's a great experience. Bloodborne for just $15, and once again $12 for Gamers Club Unlocked members is a must-buy. God of War 3 Remastered for $15. God of War 3 was another one of the PlayStation 3's iconic games. God of War in general is one of the PlayStation's most iconic franchises, and you can expect your typical remastering enhancements out of God of War 3 Remastered. A higher resolution, better technical performance, things like that. Once again, God of War 3 is a hard sell at $60. It's a great action game, but it's a very short one as well. You can complete it in around 6 to 8 hours, so that full retail price is hard to justify. However, now for just $15, and again $12 for Gamers Club Unlocked members, that's the perfect price. Ratchet and Clank for $15. Speaking of iconic PlayStation franchises, Ratchet & Clank is another one of those. Originally starting in the PlayStation 2, was one of the best series on that platform. It had a big impact on the PlayStation 3's library with the Ratchet & Clank Future series, but on the PlayStation 4, it was relatively quiet until the release of Ratchet & Clank in 2016. And as the title would suggest, this wasn't a brand new Ratchet & Clank game, rather it was a rebuilding of Ratchet & Clank, the very first game on the PlayStation 4. Not your typical HD remastering, it was built ground up for the console, and you can see that right away with the visuals. What is retained is the great humor, zany weapons, awesome platforming, great boss battles, and all around it's a fantastic game. Whether you've played the series or not, this is a game that should be in your library, and it's available for only $15, once again $12 for Gamers Club Unlocked members at Best Buy.
Defect. The blondes are all over Grim's garage. Grim, are you okay?
I'm fine, kid, but I ain't opening up till the coast is clear.
Just hold tight, Grim. I got this. I see him.
The Uncharted Nathan Drake collection for $15. Uncharted was arguably the best series the PlayStation 3 created. The first 3 games were all great. With Uncharted Drake's Deception, the first game, it has aged quite a bit. It was released back in 2007, and now a decade later, you can see that that game has its faults. However, with Uncharted 2 and 3, they are still great experiences to this day. Uncharted 2 has some awesome pacing, a great story, great puzzles, and the same can be said with Uncharted 3. And even with Uncharted Drake's Deception, it's still a pretty good game. It's just Uncharted 2 and 3 are just far better experiences. But all 3 games for $15, $12 if you're a Gamers Club Unlocked members, you can't go wrong with that.
This is how it will end.
Sully! We don't get to choose how we start in this life.
Had to try.
Real greatness? It's what you do with the hand you dealt.
And speaking of Uncharted, how could this video be complete without mentioning Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, which is available for $10. Uncharted 4 was the culmination of Naughty Dog's decade-long work on the franchise, and it was the pinnacle of the series. Obviously, from a technical perspective, now on the PlayStation 4, it looks far better than the first 3 games. The pacing is as good as ever, the storytelling is amazing with the introduction of Nathan's brother Sam, and the gameplay is just as good as ever. You can make an argument that this is one of the best games of the last decade, even among the top 5 or 3. And the fact that it's got a pretty decent multiplayer component only adds to that. Now it's available for just $10 pre-owned over at GameStop. That is an absolute steal.
They don't get it.
If you're done lying to me, then you should stop lying to yourself.
The biggest pirate treasure of all time is within our grasp.
Look, Nate, I'm gonna make you a one-time offer. Drop everything. Go home. Live your life. Or we can just end it right here.
There's gotta be another way. I need you on this one.
So that wraps up 7 amazing PS4 exclusives for $15 or less. What do you think? Are you picking any of these up? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.